Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome back to another Saturday, another episode of our series. And I would like to start today's episode with this quote: First you lose your grip, then you slip into a masterpiece, by Leonard Cohen. So when we lose our grip, when we lose our control, when we let things go, then only the miracles or masterpiece takes place in our life, because that is when God takes the charge. Our entire episode today revolves around this central idea of letting things go, of surrendering to God, of submitting to Him. So there is this paradox which says victory comes through surrender. How so? See, surrendering is not an easy job, not at all. You got to muster immense courage to surrender to someone or to something, because it requires us to compromise on our ego, our pride, and our greed, our vices, and various other things to surrender into life. But then E. Stanley Jones here explains us something. If you don't surrender to Christ, you got to surrender to chaos. So if you don't surrender yourself to a higher entity, a superior entity in life, our creator, then you got to surrender at one stage in life to chaos. See, eventually we all have to surrender to someone or to something. Sometimes it can be expectations or opinions of people, sometimes it can be our own vanity, sometimes it can be lust, it could be the greed inside us, it could be various negative emotions traveling in our thought process, but you have to surrender. Therefore he explains us, if you surrender yourself to God, He will take care of you in the best possible way. So it's advisable to surrender to God than to anything else. So then what is the problem in surrendering? What are those barriers which stop you on the path of surrender? Chiefly there are three. First, that is the fear inside us. Second, our too big pride or ego which we carry. Third, that is confusion, and together they stop us from surrendering to God. Now actually the era we are living in today, or the society which have conditioned us, we are trained not to surrender, we are trained not to give up. Don't give up, don't quit, don't give in, give your 100%, don't let things go. And together all these don'ts, they make our life very difficult. It is very logical and makes sense to let things go when you are facing problems in life. Why to hold on to things when your life is getting problematic and difficult to live? Let things pass on, let things go, let things take a different turn, let God take the charge. Then keep on holding the things which is not making sense to you at all, and then might some miracle, or like I mentioned, masterpiece may happen to you. We have talked about the barriers in the path of surrendering, so we have to talk about the ways to break those barriers and how to move forward. Here the book says, loving God is the one and the only solution to come out of fear, our pride and confusion. Loving God. Now here Gita has a very beautiful verse which I would like to share with you all, which talks about loving God and how his love is totally different from our love. So in chapter 9th verse 29, Krishna Bhagwan ji is explaining Arjun. समोहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे देवेष्यस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्. I am equally disposed to all living beings. I am neither inimical, that is unfriendly or hostile, nor partial to anybody, but the devotees who worship me with love, they reside in me and I reside in them. See, God's love is exactly same to everything present in earth, on earth, in this universe, in this world, for everybody, including humans, animals, birds, other creatures of the planets, living, non-living, everything. But it depends upon the recipient, us. How do we reciprocate that love? So the analogy which has been provided in Gita, it compares it to raindrops. See, whenever it rains, it's equal, but the recipient of those raindrops converts it into something else. Like it says, raindrops or rain in cornfields, it gets converted to grain. Raindrops on the desert bush, it gets converted to thorns. Raindrops falling in oyster gets converted to pearls, and finally rain falling into gutters gets converted to dirty water. Similarly, his love for us is very same. For each one of us, he holds same amount of love. It depends upon us, how do we reciprocate. Okay, moving on to the last part of the video. Exactly what we need to surrender, what all are those things which God would expect from us to surrender. So there is this list which has been provided for our help or to guide us. We can surrender our past regrets, our present problems, future ambitions, fears, dreams, weaknesses, vices, habits, hurts, anger, greed, jealousy, etc., etc. All these things we can surrender to God and let him then take the charge over, let him take the control. Now surrendering, it's not one time phenomena, it's a lifelong event which starts every single day, the time when you leave your bed till the time when you come back to your bed. Every single moment of every single day you have to practice it. Any habit of yours which you want to leave for a very long period of time and you're not being able to do that, surrender it to God. Ask him the strength to leave that habit, and you'll see in 2 or 3 days you'll have immense strength inside you that you'll able to leave that habit of yours. If you'll feel anger inside you, surrender. If you are jealous to someone or because of something, surrender it to God. And actually I have seen people coming out from those difficult phases of life which had hold them back, which they were suffering very badly, but surrendering and leaving everything to God has proved miracles in their life, and exactly what we can do in our life as well. The last quote of our today's episode: it is better to surrender today than to suffer tomorrow. With that, please keep believing, have your faith intact in God. He listens to you. All the prayers, all the requests which you make to God, He hears them all. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but He really listens us. He helps us. So keep having your faith, keep believing, and always try to be happy.